What is happening, boys
Hello,
and,
hello.
and girls?
What's happening, Bob?
We just we're having issues with our stars aligning tonight. We were supposed to go live earlier, and Kenny was moving, and Bill had something going on, and then I
Chris
didn't
is
run
in the
the
dark.
car. Now Chris is in the dark, so Chris is here with us. He can hear you. We just can't see him.
So I'm
It's gonna-
I'm in a very bright school right now. I just for some reason my video is not working, but whatever, we'll roll with it.
yeah, it's
When you
always
say bright, you mean like the students are smart, or like literally the light is bright?
Well, I have installed 730 something
LED.
lights. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been here for a while. But anyways,
Renato says, "Chris, smile. I can't see you."
Jesus.
Oh man.
I ran into those guys. I ran into Renato, Josh, a handful of people over at Maximus when I was there practicing.
Ryan Hansen.
Yeah, Ryan Hansen was there. Yeah.
Actually, I meant to ask Ryan. He's going to be running a new truggy this year that we sent him.
Yeah.
And, did he get it?
I don't know, but I know it's what the HB truggy, right?
Yeah, that was the one we bought for Mason last year, and he ended up finishing out the season on the Techno. So it was a good little truck. I'm so excited for 8-scale season. Like we've been racing 8-scale, obviously, but I don't know. I'm just so excited about it.
Still having fun with the carpet, but there's just nothing like being outside.
Yeah.
Running big fast cars, kicking up dust.
Exactly.
It's just a different vibe.
It's a different vibe.
Carpet has been fun. It's a good filler for the winter.
Yeah.
And we've had a good season, but outdoors.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it too. Nice weather and everything. I mean, Bob, you're going to PNB, so the weather forecast for Wednesday for you is probably sunny in the 70s, and for us, 2 to 3 inches of the F word snow. We're in April. You know what I mean?
Listen, we were down, or we were out at DNC out in California. It was 96, 98 degrees in the middle of the desert during the day, 35, 40 degrees at night. It was really weird. And back here, it was beautiful all week. So I come back, I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be spring. We're going to be ready to go. And I get here, we got 8 inches of snow this past weekend. Like, what is going on?
Too much snow.
Oh, it's been terrible. Been absolutely terrible. But it's almost over. This happens every year, right?
Yeah, I drove by Hobby Etc. today. Their track is melted down.
So they can start running?
Well, no. We're going to get 2 to 3 inches on Wednesday. So, I don't know. The snow's got to go away. But anyway, so yeah. How did we talk? We haven't talked since did we talk since DNC?
We talked a little bit. Yeah, it was a phenomenal race. If anybody ever from the East Coast ever gets a chance to go out there, I strongly recommend it. Obviously, it's a lot to get out there. I think we brought 4 OGOs, so it's 2 OGOs per person is usually the rule of thumb, plus a carry-on, plus a backpack. And you're still going with bare bone minimum, trying to get under the 50-pound weight. So it gets expensive to go out there, but it's a incredible event. It really is. It's great facility. There's like everything there. There's going to be some videos. So I don't know if anybody follows Lucas from Beach RC, but he does videos for us. And we had done some videos. I think he put out 3 or 4 so far, but
he does awesome videos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he does a great job. And this compound that Joey has, it's called the Dirt Compound, and they have moto bikes or some. It's like a on-road, off-road.
Super motard.
Supermoto. That's what it was called. Supermoto track. And these bikes like race on asphalt and then race on dirt. They've got an oval RC car track, the off-road RC track, on-road RC, a full-size car drag strip, full-size car dirt oval. Like it's just all about racing there, and it was so cool. It was really, really awesome.
Sounds like a spot to be.
It really was. It was a ton of fun, good vibe. But yeah, so we're leaving this Friday. Mason, myself, and Militia, we're headed to Florida to pick up our RV. We're going to race Saturday down in Florida and then head up to PNB, I think, Monday morning. And that's a 2-day. We'll do it in 2 days. I mean, you could probably do it in a day, but we'll take 2.
Yeah.
So we'll be there, Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, I think the Blue Beast from Beach is coming up. So he'll be there Wednesday night. And then the trailer from DPRC is going down. I think he's leaving Tuesday, so he'll be there Wednesday night as well. So we'll start setting up.
Nice. So you're going to have plenty of parts.
We'll have plenty of parts and tires. If anybody's coming down from our way, we got hopefully our VP order makes it. We'll have Nitrolux fuel and Nitro Pro fuel. We'll have all 3 fuels there. I think Will Santiago, I see he just jumped on. He's going to be coming down to PNB.
Yes, I saw his post.
Yeah.
I'm a bit jealous, but I am not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to actually sleeping at night, Bob. You're just a machine. You don't stop. You know what I mean?
So, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but we're looking at the reschedule of carpet races or what we want to do with that. And like I texted the copy of like the schedule for the next 2 months, and it's kind of crazy of all the races, and every weekend is a race somewhere, whether it's back home here on the East Coast or PNB or DNC or Florida or Georgia or, so
yeah,
it's kind of cool. TQ Chef, have fun at PNB. It is a blast. Yeah, we had a ton of fun last year. And that's the point of bringing the RV this year is Bill and myself and Nick Powell and Adam and Mason, we all rented a house. And it was near impossible. I mean, you're not done racing at PNB till midnight most nights?
Yeah.
And then you get wrenching on your car. Next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. Go to the Airbnb, and then you're back at it at 6 o'clock a.m. I think was the first heat. So you got to rush right back, and it was tough, man.
Sometimes that's how I feel with work.
Yeah, you keep running around,
Yeah.
And then obviously we had to stop at Sonic, right? Because we barely ate.
Right, we ate Sonic almost every day because that was the only place that was ever open by the time we got out of there.
You're right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I mean, it is beautiful. It's white pine. I mean, it was worth the trip, but it's definitely you
got to be ready for it.
And now you're going to be ready for it because you experienced it the first time.
So we're going to bring the RV. We're camping. Dave's got us a spot right in the parking lot, so we're going to sleep right there in the parking lot. So in between races, we can.
We lose Chris.
Yeah, we're losing them. So this way here, after racing, you just run to the RV, go to sleep, and somebody will wake you up in time to get you up. Or get you up for your next race, I should say.
Yeah.
So.
So I have a question about DNC. How was the track, like the surface, different compared to Florida? I've raced in Florida, right? The red clay. And we think of clay as grippy, right? And here in New England, like DPRC dirt is.
Yeah.
Your track is pretty grippy for an outdoor track. And red clay is not super grippy.
No.
Though it kind of holds together. But DNC, tell us about it, and then tell us about how the track changed over time. I mean, it became, go ahead, I'm not going to ruin it. Yeah.
So I've never been, but in years past, the track always blows out. So really bad. This year they had so this year the race had been moved to last weekend or 2 weekends ago, whatever it is now. And so they had a race the weekend before. So that track had just been redone, and they kept watering the crap out of it. So they rebuilt the track for DNC, kept watering the crap out of it. The track reminded me of, do you remember the previous year at DPRC, the dirt there? Like it was good dirt, but it blew apart.
Yeah.
Well, there it was like the same dirt, but it didn't blow apart till like the second day, halfway through the day. And it wasn't terrible, but by the third and fourth day, then it started having holes in it. Joey would get up every morning before the race and he would tune in some of the issue areas. Like he wouldn't groom the whole track, but any area that had holes that would swallow your car, he would fix them. And then they watered in between. I think every third heat it got watered.
Interesting.
But he had a cool setup. He has a hose, like a fire hose, in each corner of the track. So at the end of the third qual, whoever was the marshal would grab their hose and water the corner of the track. So it went, you'd have the whole track watered in 4 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe. It was really good.
What was it hooked up to? A tank and like a pressurizer, or was it?
I'm assuming city water. I don't think he had a pump running the hose there. Camden Lime's on here. He says, "Don't forget to turn your mic on." So
that's an inside joke there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't have Lucas go with us. Brett and I said, well, we'll do all the video footage. Well, one day I ran around getting all these incredible interviews from all these people, including Camden. Camden won e-buggy and had a crazy victory. So we did this big interview and all this stuff with all these people. And I never plugged the cable from the mic to the camera. So you couldn't hear, you could see the video, but you couldn't hear anybody talking. So
but you thought everyone was, right?
Yeah. So the next day I swallowed my pride and I went to everybody. I'm like, hey, remember that interview we did yesterday? I bet we could do it again today, even better. So we got all the videos all over again. But yeah, Camden Lime kicked some ass that weekend for sure. He was on fire that weekend. I think he second place in Nitro Buggy A main. So he had a fantastic. The whole S-Works team did. Mason did pretty well. Juan obviously won it. No, I guess Seth won it. Juan came in third, I think. But Juan had a great weekend too, so it was very good. But yeah, Joey has a good little setup over there, for sure. So it was a good place.
And what was the vibe like underneath the tent? Right, things have really changed for you in the last year. So, what's the vibe? What's the feeling? Is it a lot of camaraderie? Is it more like everyone's helping each other? Or
so that DNC was our first race going with the team. So Mason and I have never been with a team. We've talked to him via text and on the phone, and I met Camden and Mason down at Beach RC and Brent, obviously. But that was our first big event with the entire team. The Europeans came, some Colombians came up. So we didn't know what to expect. It was kind of intimidating, kind of nerve-wracking. But I'm going to tell you, like, the vibe you feel at DPRC Off-Road was exactly what was in that tent. And within an hour and a half, it was like family. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's talking and helping each other, and there was no secrets. I mean, you could ask Cam or Mason or Elliot Boots or Juan anything you wanted, and they'd come over, help you. It was the team was incredible. It really, truly was. Didn't feel out of place or anything like that. So it was really good. It was excellent. I was very happy, and it. There's other teams there, and obviously I didn't hang out in their tents, but all their team drivers, they'd always walk by our tent, kind of like looking in. Like, it was just everybody was talking and laughing and joking and having a good time, and it was really cool.
Cool.
So, yeah, it was good.
Cool.
We bought all new tents. We were trying to figure out how to get them home. We were going to ship them. So Scott Belcastro was out at DNC, so I persuaded him to load all our tents, all our tires, all our fuel, everything in his trailer. And he just got home tonight from his trip. He went out 2 months on the road, and he brought it all back tonight, so we got all our stuff ready for PNB now. I was getting nervous because he kept texting me, the roads are bad, I'm not coming home. And I'm thinking, oh no, all the S-Works team tents are in his trailer. So
which trailer is Marcel pulling down to PNB?
So Jamie and Ellen were gonna go, and they had something come up. So they were the black trailer, the big trailer. You can obviously sleep in that. That's a camper in it. So, but Marcel's gonna tow the white one, the original DPRC trailer, down.
Oh, okay. So the big one's not coming down.
No, we're gonna send the little one, and we're gonna have the RV there. They're gonna stay in a hotel up the road. There's a hotel. There's a hotel right at the end of the road from PNB. So.
Sorry, Will, you can't Airbnb in the big black trailer. I know you were wondering if you could, but
so let me tell you a funny story. Will says, "Do you mind if I pitch a tent outside your RV and just sleep there?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, Will, no problem." And the more I thought about that, I'm like, "How bad is that going to look? All these campers and RVs set up,
massive RV,
and yeah, massive RVs, right? And there's Will in a little tent, a little one-man tent, you know." So he's Will staying in the RV with us. We got a couple beds, 3 beds in there. So.
You know, actually, last night I went to Maximus to practice. I ran into Joe LaPlante. We were talking about the RV, right, at DPRC and whatever.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, "Bill, Bob doesn't have an RV." He's like, "What do you call those things?" It's like a bus, right? He's like, No. What do you call it? What do you call it? I'm like, "It's a Taylor Swift coach bus. That's what those things are called. They're massive." And it's true. So yeah, imagine Will, so this beautiful like recreational coach. Like, do you even drive it, Bob, or do you have a driver that drives it for you?
Yeah, I know. I got a chauffeur that drives.
You do.
It.
I figured.
Yeah.
So
I know I drive it. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh God.
Why does it got to be Taylor Swift's bus though? We couldn't have come up with anybody else other than Taylor Swift.
I mean, Bon Jovi. I mean, he can't afford one of those now. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
I don't know. I was just trying to think of somebody young and successful. And that's what came to mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Plus, remember, I'm raising a teenager, but no, he doesn't even listen. I don't even know why I brought it up. Can we edit this before we go live, or are we live right now?
We're live right now.
Whoops.
I know.
Oh man. Did you get your kits built? Yeah, you bought a couple new kits, didn't you?
Yeah.
New S-Works. Did you build them yet?
I have the 2 carpet ones built. The e-buggy's almost done.
Yeah.
And then I got to pick up the nitro.
Will says, "Bill, we all know how you are a Swiftie."
Yeah.
That's why he chose. Yeah.
I did see her in concert.
Did you really?
Yeah. Went down to Florida. Yeah, no. This is when I worked for Comcast. I won some award. They sent us down to Clearwater. I met her in person. I met her father. And she asked me out. And I said,
no. "Oh my God, here we go. Here we go." Yeah, here we go.
But anyways,
I love camp. I love camping at the RC track. I think that's, that whole vibe and hanging out and having a good time. And hopefully we can get that back this year is our hope. So we just had our final meeting, so hopefully the final meeting last Wednesday. So we went and showed, the state, the pond that we got to have, retention pond, and all the dumb cuckoo stuff the state wants. But we'll see. We're waiting. So, and then once that's approved, then we can go back and hopefully get the camping situation back under.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. But we did look at Plan B today, Militia and I.
And you can't say anything about it, can you?
No, I mean, we went and looked at some property not in Vermont, in New Hampshire. So closer to the Littleton store that I think would be, if something doesn't work out in Vermont, I think it'll be an awesome option. So 21 acres. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's permitted for RV camping and outdoor recreation. So
how about a nudist beach?
Oh my god.
Chris, I want to see your face right now. Not showing you on camera.
You're not coming to the meeting for that one. I can tell you that, Bill.
I'm just messing with you guys.
No, I know, yeah.
I'm working off like an hour of sleep. Oh, but
What Madness is opening up soon, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They got their off-road opener.
I think
Chris,
it's
do you know this?
like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
I'll actually
Yeah.
be there this weekend. Jumping on the mini craze. This weekend is mini nationals,
yeah.
and I didn't realize. I'm looking at a bunch of the posts that people are making. There's people coming from all over the country
For the mini
for the
beer race?
mini nationals. Yeah, there's people coming from like the Midwest, Texas, like Florida. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I'm looking at these cars like they're kind of a joke and they're silly, but they're fun.
Yeah.
But like you were talking about, like, you got two OGOs, a carry on, and you got bare minimum. Well, if you had one OGO with, you could run like 6 classes of these mini cars. They got
So
mini. Oh, go on.
So, Chris, did you cut out?
No, he's here.
I might have. I don't know. I'm here, but
So why don't you tell everybody the story about minis? Because we got some in, Jamie got into them, and I mentioned it to you, and you're like, dude, I ain't messing with minis at all. Like, I am not interested, pretty much. And now,
they're kind of
you are
annoying.
like the mini guy craze over here. You got mini Bs, mini crawlers, mini Ts.
It's really easy to get hooked.
Mm,
They're just fun, and it's like you look at it and
yeah.
you're like, that thing's ridiculous, but then you get to driving them and like they perform pretty darn well, and they're still pretty tunable. And
Chris, you know what? I
yeah.
drove yours, and it got me hooked. And then Stacy's trying to drive, and Bob, you don't know it yet, but there's a couple of orders that came from me the last couple of days, and one of them has a mini in it that you're going to be bringing up to me on Friday when you're coming through here, going to the airport. You don't know that yet. I just let you know now. But I got a mini B in there, and I'm pretty excited about it, Chris. And I think I was going to talk to you about this offline, but might as well talk about it now. I'd love to start a mini B class at DPRC. I think it'd be totally cool. And you know what? Maybe if we go to Littleton, maybe we have a mini B course out there too. I don't know.
Can you run those on dirt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They run them
Really?
on dirt, on clay, and carpet. I don't think it's really much in like turf. But yeah, they do it all. And they have so for low Cs, there's the mini B, the mini T, which is the stadium truck, the SCT, the short course truck. And then they also have like a drag car, but whatever. And then there's also this company like LC, yeah, LC Racing or something like that. They have these 14th scale 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive buggies, and I've never even seen them in person. So I'm excited for that this weekend. I also have a Arma Mojave Grom that I don't know if I should I'll say it. I got a Hobby Wing motor for it. I put an XR10 ESC in it, and I've driven it just like 20 feet. I don't want to get it dirty, so it's a carpet car. But holy crap, these things are fast, like right out of the box. The brushless Groms are really fast right out of the box. So I don't know. I'm thinking to myself all week, I'm like putting this thing together, and I'm like stuffing these big electronics into this thing. And basically the only rules for that class is you have to have 2S at 8.4, and the motor can size has to be the same as the stock one. But like now I'm looking at all these people that are coming from all over the country, and I'm like, Wow, this is like a legit event. This isn't
Mm.
just a big club race. This is going to be awesome. So
Chris,
we
a
get
question comes up. Brian Horn just said XR10 in a Grom question mark. So first of all, Grom is 1/14th scale. Minis are 1/16th scale, but it doesn't matter because we can have a class for each because the Grom is 4-wheel drive versus 2-wheel drive, right? The Minis are.
right,
But are you talking about an XR10 stock spec, or are you talking about like a full-blown modified XR10?
XR10 G2 Elite.
Oh my God, the full-size 10 scale.
Dude, it was so hard to get it into this little car, but I made it work, and I'm really excited to see how it goes on the track.
Warren says he has a 4-wheel drive LC racing and it rips.
Yeah, those are the ones.
And
I can't wait to
TQ
see those.
says, I'm hearing the Madness track is dry and ready. Ooh.
Oh,
And
there we
then
go.
then he also asked, when will we know about Vermont? So the meeting was last Thursday, I guess, and they have up to 45 days, although they don't usually take 45 days. The downside to this is it's a 7-member board, and you need 4 in favor to make it pass. The bad news is only 4 of the board showed up. So in other words, we have to have a unanimous decision.
That's not fair.
Nah, I know it.
But Bob, in talks with you, even the inspector was like on your side 100%, right? So
absolutely was. And he kept saying like this satisfies all state needs and everything. And, and he kept saying that he did a really good job at, designing this and blah, blah, blah. And so we'll see. And then they talked about the hobby shop. So again, I've said this before, that is zoned industrial, which we had a permit for the track, because an industrial state regulation educational facility can be in any zone. You add a hobby shop to it, that's now a retail location. And if you have a food truck, that's a restaurant. So we had a permit for the food truck. They gave it to us. And the hobby shop, he brought it up in the meeting that it's, it's not open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. It's really there to support racing when race events go on. So it's no different than going to a dance school and having them sell slippers and tutus or whatever the hell they sell, or a karate shop that sells belts and the gis that the students wear. So, but the 2 neighbors on each side of us, they sounded like idiots at the end. They're like, oh, it's terrible. The kids are in our parking lot playing with their RC cars. And and then the one guy goes, I used to go there on the weekends with my camper and camp there. And I don't even do that anymore because it's just so miserable. And I'm thinking to myself, you idiot. Like, that's the whole reason that this got in trouble, was because the camping, because by zoning law, you can't camp in an industrial area. So he just sounded like an idiot. And then he said 2 golf carts raced through my parking lot, which is BS because we only have 1 golf cart, not 2. But so,
and you know what gets me the most, Bob, about this is the actual residential neighbors.
They were in for it. Yeah.
They were there on the previous meeting.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. This is all, coming from you and militia. They were all for it. They're like, we love it. We don't have a problem with it. It's the business owners that aren't even there on the weekends.
Yeah.
Aren't there at night on the weekends.
Yeah.
Complaining about what? Nothing. I mean, they complain about some trash. We don't leave our trash anywhere. There's barrels everywhere.
No. And there's a dumpster always in the parking lot.
Right. And none of our racers are going to walk 500 feet out of the way to dump trash in their property.
I promise. I promise. Yeah. Oh. They sounded so ridiculous at the meeting. Like, I honestly wish I knew what they were going to do, because I would have recorded it. And I talked to the state engineer. He was on Zoom in the meeting. And I brought that up to him. And he goes, honestly, if you had listened to them through Zoom, he's like, they didn't even make any sense. They were all over the place. And he goes, they sounded ridiculous. Like, Oh, you should have seen the little kids playing in the parking lot with their RC cars. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Wow, that
that's what you're
sounds like
worried about?
a horrible situation.
Yeah, yeah,
How dare they have fun outdoors?
yeah. Seriously, they sounded so dumb, but everybody else seemed pretty good with it. So fingers crossed, like TQ said, and
My fingers are crossed right now.
yeah, mine too.
I'm optimistic about it, to be honest. And I'm not very optimistic. I'm a very negative person. But I do feel good about this, that it's going to work out. I
Yeah.
really did.
I hope it does. I mean, it's it's not like we're running a bar or a strip club or something there. It's family
Not,
fun.
not yet, right? So yeah,
Right. So, Wayne Darling says, "Guess the kids with RCs are mine. Didn't figure that any normal person would have anything against a truck." Wayne, like seriously, like it's so ridiculous. Don't even think of taking this to heart at all. By no means. And honestly, this year we'll just everybody just know to stay on our property and have a great time. Don't.
and you know what I'm surprised about, Bob, is that no one complained, that they didn't complain. Every time I show up for racing, I'm so excited. I do donuts in the front.
Right. Yeah. That's going to be mandatory. You come to the track, you do a donut before the road, and then you do one after. Then you come up the road.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so hey, did we come to a decision about carpet racing, rescheduling any of that?
We're pretty close. I think we're probably most definitely going to have the one in May. The April one, a wrench was thrown in it that I forgot about, and that is Jamie and myself and Militia are all gone that week. So we're trying to, and again, we can schedule it for a different weekend, but then it would interfere with Madness or Maximus, which we don't want to do. So we're working through it, and we'll hopefully have an answer for you this week on the carpet racing. So,
well, maybe we can, if we do one more, maybe we can just make it a trophy / last point series.
Point
right?
series, yeah. double header or something.
Yeah.
I like that idea, Bill. It's a good idea. I was pleasantly surprised to see the majority chose race on. There was a few that said cancel them both, and I get it. 8 scale season starting, but it's so much work. Like everybody got to see that when I wasn't there a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Like it's so much work. So to set it up, I have no problem doing. I love doing it. It's got to be worth it, right? You don't want to set it up for 10 guys to show up.
It's a valid point. It was a lot of work. It was hours of work.
I'm just looking at myself on camera. I'm like, damn, I gotta shave.
You look
good, it's a good thing you can't see me right now.
Hey, I do have to say this, just to rewind about DPRC Dirt and the challenges that we're seeing with it, because Robert just posted that I know he's probably joking, but we do not want anyone doing donuts.
No, I mean,
we really are joking about it. We don't. I mean, what you do as adults on your own, you do, but it'll probably hurt DPRC in the long run. So
no, and honestly, we could take the low road on this, but we're gonna carry on. We're not gonna do that. So
yeah. So
no, but that would be fun. It would be fun.
What else did I have on my agenda?
Yeah, you sent a list today of stuff you wanted to talk about. We haven't even looked at it.
Could I, while Bill's trying to get our next topic, something that you kind of reminded me of that I wanted to mention at the last live, since you were saying that you weren't going to be around and Jamie and Melissa aren't going to be around. One thing that I really want to know was, with the last race and you not being there, I was kind of running the show. I had a little different music going on. I had, I thought, aside from that, it was pretty smooth flowing, just as usual. But I took a lot of advice from a fellow racer that I've known for 15 years or so. And I had a talk with him in between races. And he gave me some constructive criticism. And I was thinking about that the whole weekend, and I feel like it did really help. So I want to just ask anyone and everyone that's listening in now and listening, will be listening when this isn't live. Um, any kind of suggestions, um, comments, concerns, whatever. If there's anything about the way that I ran the program, reach out to me and let me know, because that helped a lot. It was just a simple thing as far as like how I run the program and how I announce. And I feel like just having that in my mind while I was directing made a difference overall. And I did get some positive feedback after the race. So like, let me know, let me hear it, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. I just want to make it better for everyone.
Let's be honest, right? DPRC is in March this month. Actually, next week is 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it's very young, and we open an 8 scale track. We open a 10 scale track. We start running these programs, which I think they're pretty good programs. Can they be improved? Absolutely. I think every track can improve every year and do better at every race. And I feel like we try to do that. And Chris, this is your first year announcing,
Oh yeah.
and you volunteered to do it, and I think you're doing a fantastic job. And you're learning every time of what can I do better or make the program go faster. I mean, these programs are going faster than they've ever gone before. I mean, last year we would be there from 9 in the morning till 7 at night every weekend.
Yeah.
And now we're getting out of there at 2, 3 ish on average. So constructive criticism is always welcome for whoever it is, right? The national
Yeah,
event,
absolutely.
I got a ton. I still have them. We kept all the lists. We surveyed people. What do we do right? What can we improve on? What do we do wrong? And for this year, we're definitely gonna read those and take them into consideration. Like, I'm still young at this. Chris is. Not everybody's as salty as Bill.
And by the way, I'm part of this team here, and if you guys have like negative suggestions and you want to just complain, come over to my pit area. There's a trash can. I'll put up a sign that says suggestions here. So if you're upset, just throw it right in there, and when I get time, I'll read them.
Yeah. And honestly, Bill, that's happened where people come to you to be like, "Hey, I think DPRC should start doing this." And Bill will, and so Bill's like a neutral person that, if anybody doesn't know Bill will take the good, the bad, the ugly. He's not going to judge anybody. And then he comes to me and he's like, "Hey, had a racer say this, and he'll bring it up and we'll talk about it. Like, hey, they're wrong, they're right, whatever the case may be. I mean, I think everybody knows this isn't my primary business. I don't have to do this. I do this because I truly love doing it. I've loved what we've built, what we've accomplished, how far we've come, where we're going. Like, it's pretty amazing for me. And I just want to keep making it better. And I do this for fun. Chris, I know you do this for fun, right? You're an electrician.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
working all the time. This isn't.
I'm working right now.
You're working right now.
And if anyone's confused, I do not get paid for my driving.
No.
I don't. No. So.
We got a ton of comments. I got to see if I can find them as they're flowing way up. Robert says, "I drive there slow even without the trailer." Yeah, Robert, we know you're not that guy for sure. Just enjoy what you do. Keep up the great work and call out bad as well. Yeah, calling out bad racing, right? Like, nobody realizes how hard of a job it is to announce a race. Like, it looks easy, it sounds easy. You go sit up in that booth and try to watch a computer, watch a race, count the laps to make sure we're not missing laps. Of course, every once in a while you miss them, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress. Plus, you're trying to race, right? One of the main track builders told me and Anders when we started this, they're like, whatever you do, don't stop racing at your events, because once you do, it becomes a job and you're not going to enjoy it. So I think that's why it's important that Chris still races, I still race, Bill, obviously you race. That's what keeps it still fun, because if you just go there and run a program, that's a job, although I do like talking to people, so that usually works out well.
I think the part there, Bob, is the emotion, right? So as the driver, what I've learned watching you, Chris, and Kenny announce, you only have two eyeballs and they look straight ahead, right? So me as a driver, I might get peeled, but guess what? Chris might not catch it. You might not. Kenny might not, because he can't be looking at the entire track, right? Yeah. So you as a driver get emotional because you got taken out or whatnot. And it's just part of racing, right? Like, we're asking people not to do that. Like, be honest. Like, if I'm not perfect, I've taken people out, I stop.
Yeah.
And I wait until they're marshaled and I go. And that's part of the vibe at DPRC. Like, people do that. You know what I mean?
At DNC, I took somebody out and I stopped and waited for him. And then I realized, like, at those big races like PNB, there's no way that announcer can see the entire track at PNB and call out bad calls. And the drivers at PNB last year were horrible. Like, they would take people out just to get position and keep going. That's not how we are in New England. There's some and it happens, but for the most part, most drivers up here, I feel, are respectable. And if, we try to call them out, Chris tries to call them out, Kenny tries to call them out, but you can't see everything. So you got to do your own self-police.
Last race was actually the last race was a great example, because there was only like maybe a handful of incidents, and I think every time it was like a self stop and go.
Yeah.
So it was awesome to see that, because it is tough to call, but when you see it and like the person stops as you're calling it, it's like, dude, hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. Exactly. Brian Horn says, Chris, you've done an awesome job since taking over, and we love your energy and passion for it. Thanks. That was Brian Horn. TQ Chef says, Chris. Well, he says, you're a beast, Chris. Norm says, Chris, I would appreciate if you learn French.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Will Santiago says, agree, Chris, you did an outstanding job. The program ran smoothly and we still had time for breaks and wrenching and testing. And I want to thank all of you guys, because the support you showed Mason during that race. So we were out at DNC and I got pictures of the entire track stopped racing, and somebody, Will or Militia or Bill or somebody, put up on the TVs Mason's race out at DNC, and everybody watched. And that little kid didn't have the best run. He had an okay run, but didn't have the best. And he came off the track and I showed him the photos, and the smile that came on his face was priceless. So thank you guys all for doing that. That meant probably more than you'd ever know to him and me. Robert Walicki says, I've only been there. I think I might have messed his last name up. I've only been there once with Matt, and you guys did a great job. Chris, you did a great job. There's way more established tracks that have more issues.
That's awesome.
Wayne Darling, Bill is an excellent shoulder to cry on. Haha. He's also not running around busy on track days, so he's available for sure. It's tough running from the hobby shop to the track, or Chris announces and then he races, and I got to cover the computer for him. So,
Wayne, I'll message you after this. I think that's a nice way of saying that I do nothing.
Is that what he meant? That's probably what he meant. I think that's how I took it. I didn't see it that way, Bill, but now I understand.
I told you, I'm negative. I'm not optimistic. Just about DPRC day. I told you. So.
Robert Levea says that is why I travel 4 hours to have fun in the dirt and make memories. Hell yeah. Bob, money can't buy that type of smile. No, for sure, man. I'm telling you, Mason made it all worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. So, what were we talking about before we get off on this? The micro bees, mini
Yeah.
bees. So, Bill, did you buy this? Are you going to the mini bee nationals?
No, I drove Chris's, and I figured Stacy could
Run it around
use
the
it.
living room?
Well, yeah, for sure. But I didn't know it. This is the new mini bee, right? Like Losi had their old one. This is the new, and then they had their pro like kit version or whatever. This thing out of the box does 30 miles an hour as a mini 16 speed.
Yeah, dude, they're not slow.
Like
They're
wow.
they're
So
pretty
I'm gonna
impressive.
I'm gonna slow it. I'm gonna actually bind it to one of my better radios, and I'm gonna slow it down. Yeah, let her run, drive it around the house. But when we went to Maximus, she did way better. That's the only reason I went yesterday. She's like itching to practice. I'm like, okay, let's go. It was Monday. It's slow, right? There weren't many people there, and she's still nervous, and that's one thing she doesn't feel at DPRC. She'll run with them. So
How was the women's class? I meant to ask about that for that last race. Did Stacy race?
yeah.
Did Kevin McNeil's wife race?
Amy, I don't think did, right?
Yeah, no, Amy was there.
She did?
Yeah, she was there. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome because I'm telling you, it takes a toll on a marriage. I think if you love to go racing and you want to be at Maximus or Madness or DP or Hobby, etc., wherever you want to be every weekend, and they want nothing to do with it. It makes it tough. You know what I mean? So to see these women getting into it, like Stacy goes to every event. She's hooked to you, right, Bill? So everywhere you go, she goes. So to let her race gives her something to do. Kevin McNeil, same thing. He goes to everybody's events and races. So it's good to see this. Wayne Darling, I don't know why his wife and daughter don't race. I assume they will at some point because they're going to get sick of watching. But and it's so funny. Yeah, Robert Levea just said it's so fun to watch them race, and like it kind of pisses you off because like they'll hit each other like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, or like somebody will come up. Yeah, somebody will come up behind him like, I'm gonna pull over for you, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of cool,
It is a blast, but I took a different approach with Stacy. Like all my past girlfriends, I've always been like, hey, do you want to try this? Because I've been doing this since I was like in high school, right?
Yeah.
And none of them's has stepped up and said, I'm going to do this. So I approached Stacy differently. I'm like, you need to drive this and you need to drive it well. Otherwise, we're done. So here we are. She's making an effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I'm very fortunate with Militia. I mean, how many women are going to let their husbands travel the country and go to all these races and not, she wants to go to them, but, and she will just once Mason's out of school, but it makes it tough, so it's nice when they enjoy it and want to go. So when are you guys leaving the PNB?
School for PNB?
Yeah, we're taking them out again.
That's the school has a break, right?
No.
That's what I'm getting at.
No. So we don't want to. So this is going to get me in trouble with Militia if we talk about this, because we took them out for a week for DNC, and then 2 weeks later we're taking them out for PNB. But the school's actually been really good with it. So I don't know if this is everywhere, but up here, if you're out for more than 10 days or 14 days in a year, they send, Child Protective Services or whoever to come check you out. So we always freak out about that, right? So and I always tell her, I'm like, hon, send them, like bring them in the house. Like they're not going to find garbage bags of beer cans and, drugs all over the place. Like the kid's missing school because he's going to do something. Well, anyway, this school has a form that if every teacher signs off on it, and we put on it, going to an RC race event that he races, blah, blah, blah. And each teacher signs off on the form and gives him his work, and it's an excused absence, does not go against you. That being said, you got to do the work.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So at DNC, I'd be like, "Hey Mason, pull out your computer," But who wants to pull out a computer and do homework or schoolwork when you're at a major race event with pros sitting all around you? That it's a lot to do. But Mason did do most all of his work at the airport when we got stuck there for 3 days, and he turned it in. We got good reviews. All the teachers were like, "We can't believe he did it and turned it in." And I think he got a 90 something on most of it. And
But at the end of the day, the teachers aren't going to overload him either. You know what I mean?
No, right.
As long as he grasps the subjects, and he'll be fine. I mean, I used to do the same, like in the 90s when we used to travel back to India for a month. I had to take the assignments home. The difference was I didn't do my assignments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I think school's a great thing, but I believe trades, whatever it may be, carpentry, plumbing, electrical, mechanics, whatever it may be. I think that's, Mason wants to be a doctor, go for it. And he certainly can. But realistically, like some of the stuff you learn in school is like, when am I ever going to use that? Like I took trigonometry. I don't use that. And if I need to know, you know what I do? Chat GPT that shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's right. That's right.
It's so, and I'm not saying drop out of school, don't do your schoolwork, but
But Bob, so education to me, high school, college, it's a baseline, right?
Yeah.
Like I could have a degree in whatever, a college degree. Whoever I go to apply a job with, they're gonna be like, okay, at least you went through the experience. We know you're smart enough to graduate, so yes, maybe you can work here, right?
Yeah.
So does Mason want to be a doctor?
No, I don't think no.
Okay.
I think he's going to stay in the truck repair. He loves being in the body shop. He really likes the body shop where we are. Towing, he hasn't, I don't think he likes towing as much as Bobby, our oldest, does. I think he'll stay in that field, but I think right now he's really into RC racing. Of course, he's pretty lucky to be in the situation he's in. Yeah. So he's got a good start with that. But whatever he wants to do, I'll support it. If he wants to be a plumber or electrician or,
Great trade.
Yeah.
I mean, great career you can make in there. You know what I mean? So.
There's always work for trades, right? You work for Google or Apple, you could be let go any day.
Just tell him whatever he does, he's got to either like own the plumbing company eventually or own the doctor's practice, because he's going to be taking extended time off to go to PNB, DNC, all these other races. So you got to own it so you can take all this time off. That's all.
I truly believe, though, you got to start at the bottom. Like, and people may or may not know, Mason pays for his RC parts. And he pays for his kits. Like, I make him work for it. So it's nothing given to him, because I want him to know the value of, hey, I got $500 and I bought a kit. Now I'm broke. I got nothing. So stop wasting that money on stuff that doesn't matter to you, rather than buying a candy bar or something else if you want to save it. And it's funny we bring this up because Bobby, my oldest, he started at the dealership down in Littleton, during school, just like Mason does. And Mason gets paid the same amount. They were making $7.25 when they started. So Bobby started, I think, 5 years ago. And I was making $7.25 because we just gave, we were looking at his raise chart or where he had started. I found his original pay and it was $7.25. But make them work towards it. Like, start at the bottom, know what it's like to push the broom, and now know what it's like to fix the truck or paint the truck, and make them work up to owning it, to know what you got, do every job. I always tell people I'll never do anything that I wouldn't do myself. So I think that's important for the kids.
Yeah.
Just like with the cars, right? Mason wrenches on his own car. Sometimes I don't agree what he does for wrenching, but
Mason's even told me like how much he has to pay for his own tools at the truck shop. Like, Mason works there all summer.
His toolbox, right? he paid for. I bought it. He paid me back for it, but he still paid for it out of his own pocket. His tools, food, obviously we pay for them, but Wayne Darling says, when I became a CNC programmer, trigonometry was way easier to learn than it was in school. I needed it, so I learned it. In school, it was just annoying. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you're going to be a CNC programmer, trigonometry is probably your life. You don't need to know how to cook a sandwich in home ec, which they don't even teach anymore, home ec. But yeah, Robert says he just needs to enjoy what he does. I think that's important for all of us. Mason for president. So
Norm.
the guy, huh?
He makes me laugh every
He
time.
does. He does. Yeah. I totally forgot what I was going to just. There's some. I really want to. I don't want to be on a school board because I ain't got time. But there's some things like right. So I made my kids fill out applications to work at the shops, and they get to the signature line, both of them. I'm like, you got to put your signature there. They're like, what's it? You want me to spell my name? I'm like, no, your signature. I'm like, you got to, write cursive or they don't have it. They don't
know how to write in cursive.
They don't teach them how to write in cursive. They don't have a signature that's to them. And then I asked them, I said, well, do they teach you guys how to balance a checkbook? No. So I asked my oldest, said, how do you know how much money you got in your checking account? I look in the app. I'm like, look in the app. I'm like, that's how we balance our checkbook today? It's kind of crazy. Home ec, right?
Who gets signatures now, right?
Yeah, this one sucks.
Oh,
shh. His boss just showed up.
Fall.
Oh, no.
I just heard Chris say, you get out of here.
Busted on camera.
Yeah, no
Punching,
camera,
Chris.
just
Punching.
sound.
But home ec, how to cook, how to stitch sew your clothing if you get a small tear in it, or I don't know.
Or how to take notes for college. They don't even teach that. Everything's online.
I just feel like some of the things that are basic things that should be in school are gone now. Like we're so into rights and all that other crap that we don't want to get into. But
boy, let's start a different channel for this. I would love to tune in.
I know.
Different channel.
Oh boy. But
Dynamic
anyway,
performance politics. Let's go.
Yeah. Kills me. But anyway, so the school's very good with letting them go, and but not that we want to make a habit of it neither. But
right.
In all these races, just some inside information I'll let you know. So a couple of the races are going to be changing dates for next year. So hopefully they won't be all clumped together like they are right now. So not our events. I'm saying national events, big events. So like PNB this year is on Easter. That's not convenient for anybody, really. I mean, my family will be with me, so I'm not really worried about it. But, some people go to church and stuff like that, So it makes it tough. I keep hearing Chris's boss talk in the background.
It's just the guy that I work with. I'm the boss.
Oh, okay. We're all sitting here on the live wait. Next thing you know, they're gonna be like, Chris, you're fired. We're gonna be like,
No, I don't have that authority. Oh my god.
They're all sitting there drinking beers, I'm sure.
At the school, in the suspended stealing.
What?
Wayne Darling says dealing with school stuff is a nightmare. It isn't what it used to be. Yeah, no, it isn't for sure. So, all right. We'll spend just about an hour. Chris is got to get back to work apparently.
Yeah.
But good chat. Just so everybody knows, Kenny's not on tonight because he is moving locally. He's moving in. So his dad got sick, and he's gonna move in and take care of him and his dad and his mom, right?
Well, I think they have an in-law apartment, but he won't. I mean, God, bless his. I mean, he's such a great kid, right? Like he's gonna make sure that dad and mom are okay over the next couple of months, and then possibly put them either into a home or, as long as they can sustain themselves. Because his plan this year, he was ready. I remember talking to him. He was ready to move to Concord. He wants to be closer, towards the scene here. So yeah, he's taken one. I mean, I would do the same for my parents, but
Yeah.
you know, I say that now, but when push comes to shove, who knows, right? So good for
Yeah.
him. He was moving and he's exhausted.
Yeah.
Drinking enough water, I think. So that's
So
why he's
hopefully,
missing.
yeah, and we won't have a live next week, but we will the week after. So, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
it'll
you'll
be
be
back.
going live yourself from PNB.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we'll get some more videos out. If you guys haven't seen them, we've been sharing them, but check out the videos from DNC. I think there'll be probably 1 or 2-ish more, 3 more. Did a great interview with Joey on the history of DNC and how he got started and where it's going and
No,
stuff like that.
good interviews with some drivers there. It was humorous. It's funny. Check it out. It's on Beach RC. It's also on DPRC, right? On the Facebook.
It is, yeah.
Definitely check it out, guys. It's fun.
And we did start a thing. Beach RC's done this for years, and it actually works out really good. So if anybody sees in the comments that Will RC just shared the Mini B link to DPRC, and anybody can sign up for this. So it's on our homepage now, and it says affiliate program. You can sign up for it, and that's Will's special page. So it's dp-rc.com, and then it has some numbers. So if people click on that and buy the Mini B or anything from DPRC by clicking to your link, they pay you a percentage of what the person buys. So when you do a product promotion, like if you're like, hey, I want to share DPRC selling the Mini B, just like Will just did, if you click on it and buy it, it's the same price, whether you go to the site direct or click his affiliate link, you get to make some money for that for promoting it. So it's kind of a cool thing. There's a guy at Beach RC who just paid him like $6,300 out in California he's an affiliate. Wow. So yeah, some of these actually, I think Will just shared. I see it on the comment. The comments are going wonky on me again. But Will just shared it in the comments how to sign up for the affiliate program. But it's pretty cool. So, and all our team drivers are starting to do it. I know Cam Mason, Cole Ogden, they all have affiliate. Tim Lime, he has affiliate. So it's just a way for you to make some extra revenue. You're not going to be able to retire off it, but it's, like I said, it's like 3% of whatever people buy. So it adds up.
Is that what Tim was talking about on his post? Like,
yeah.
So his code was T Line.
Okay, so Tim, the pro drivers, and Tim is the U.S. manager, so they have a special code that you can get 10% off on your first order as well. That's something separate, something different. But like they do also have the affiliate link as well. So
okay, cool.
But yeah, so cool little thing we just started. So if anybody's looking to, it helps us because you're promoting us, but then you also get paid for the promotion, and then we pay the affiliate company to run it. Norm says, for me, it's an OnlyFans program. Oh, well, Norm.
On that note, are we ready to close this up?
All right. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and hopefully we have more lives like this. This was actually fun. I actually enjoyed talking about all different stuff. So thank you all. We'll see you guys soon and be in touch. Bye-bye.